Hi friends, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I wanted to take a minute to share a little bit about my journey with network marketing and the MLM business, however you want to describe it, and just sort of take you along the journey of how I started, why I started, and why I've taken breaks, and why I'm back. So really just to start, I started in 2015, and at the time, my personal life was sort of in a place of a little bit of confusion, a little depression, and really uncertainty about who I was and what I was looking for with my life. So many of you know I was in a long-term relationship. I was with the person at the time for over 10 years, starting out as teenagers. So when you're with somebody that long, your identity really is connected to that person. And sometimes it's a little hard to know who you are outside of that. So I took 2 trips that year. I went to Costa Rica, I went to Coachella, and I really had these moments of like, I know there's more for me. I know I have more passion to share. I have more creativity inside of me that I'm not using on a daily basis. And I started looking. I had no idea what I was looking for, whether it was a hobby. I did start yoga that year. That was really bringing out a lot of creativity and passion in me, helped grounding me in my body, understanding myself more. So it was a year of just like exploring, like, what do I need and what do I want? And then my sister had on these crazy pair of leggings, and I'm sure many of you know where this is going. And she was like, you need to have these leggings. They're so comfortable. They're so soft. You feel like you're in pajamas. They're the best. I'll hook you up with the girl that I got them from. I went to this party. Her entire basement is like a shop. It's the craziest thing. You need to go check it out. So I meet up with her and another friend, and I see all these leggings, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the craziest thing. These things are so comfortable. Like, please help me understand how you have all of this clothing in your basement. Like, this is so crazy. And she just started explaining to me, like, this company's LuLaRoe. Basically, they started selling leggings and skirts and dresses, and now you can become a consultant and do this out of your home. You can carry inventory, help your friends shop. It's really fun. It is an investment, but there's so much return in terms of, obviously, compensation, because you're selling clothes, making a great profit. But on top of that, like, how fun. You get your friends together and you guys are shopping and picking out super comfy, cute clothing. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is what I've been looking for. This is what I've been looking for as like an outlet for myself to feel really independent and do something that's like just for me. So I did the craziest thing. I spent tax money and literally saved every freaking penny that I had and spent like $5,000 on boxes and boxes of clothing that got dumped into my tiny little apartment. And I was so excited. And that's how it got kicked off. Started the Facebook group, started going live, started selling leggings, started having events at my house, started packing up all my crap and, doing events in other people's houses 2-3 times a week. It was insanity. At night, I'm going live, I'm packaging orders. I really I don't think I realized what was going to happen when I signed up, because I just it exploded and I got really busy and it was a lot of fun and a crazy time. But what it did for me as a person and for my mental health was really remarkable. And I think it changed the way I looked at this business as a whole. There's so much about this business that is sold as making money and all the great ways and the compensation plan that you can make money by adding team members and selling product and doing all these things. Of course, is that how you can make money and change your life financially? Sure. I mean, that's when you work, you get paid. I mean, it's a really simple concept, right? So there's nothing I think that is super unique about that. Like, you're selling a product, you're making money. It's sort of a simple concept. But for me, it brought these amazing female relationships into my life that I had never had before. It also created this excitement again in me and this stir in me to know that I'm capable of doing so much more than I was doing, that I felt so empowered to just be myself, share myself, and grow a community of women. And for me, that was life-changing. It really, truly was. ultimately, for a few different reasons, I decided to leave LuLaRoe. I tried to stay in the clothing business. I tried another company. Didn't really have that passion there. And that's sort of where my journey kicked off in a kind of a crazier way. I explored health and wellness companies. I explored beauty companies because I knew what this business could do for me emotionally and how much I loved the camaraderie, the sisterhood, however you want to describe it, when you come together with other women that have that same vision and dream for becoming a little more financially free, becoming independent, having something of your own, having that passion outlet, having that creativity outlet. So the hunt started, and it didn't go all that great. Like I landed at a couple places. I found that I ran into the same issue over and over and over again. So what I found was that I either was at a company and I loved their products. Like I was like, this product is amazing. But the culture like sucked. Like either it was really toxic. There was either too much negativity or too much positivity that I was just like, guys, overload. I can't take it. Or there was like the cool girls club and I never thought I was going to ever be a part of that. It was very cliquey. Leadership was even cliquey. The company corporate team was even really cliquey. And I just felt like, okay, there's something missing here. Like these are great products, but all this other stuff is missing. And I need the warm and fuzzies. I just do. I need to feel connected to the mission, the passion, but behind all of it, and feel connected to the women that are in the business as well. And men, a lot of men in the business as well. But I typically have interfaced with women, so that's why I'm saying that. So it was just, it just became too much. I decided to take a break. It was, I stayed with a couple companies truly for the discount. I would, shop for my family and shop for myself at a couple companies that I liked the products, liked having the discount, but I wasn't working the business because I just didn't feel that connection to it. And then I was introduced to Beautycounter. So I knew of Beautycounter. I have seen it. I've heard of it. I know of it in terms of a company and sort of their products as a whole in general, but never took a deep dive into what they're all about, their culture, their products in terms of how they work. And so a dear friend, Jess, who many of you know, and she'll be here as well, and you guys will get to hear from her a lot in her MLM journey. She messaged me and said, I thought of you. Like, let's talk. I had been following her journey as well in the network marketing industry. She had been with a company for a long time, really was crushing it, and loved to see her journey. But she also was going through some changes herself over the last couple of years. I'll let her tell you about her healing journey. But I got to see all that from the outside, right? And I knew sort of where she was coming to and why she was drawn to Beautycounter. Just being able to see her journey and what was making sense for her, what was really aligning with what she wanted for herself. And so I took a little bit of a deeper dive on their website. I started, following some key players, following the founder, and then also following Jess's upline, Maddie, who also is going to be a part of this really cool weekend. But I was blown away just by how inspiring all of these women were and the passion behind not just the products, but so the mission is truly what sold me. Having a company that cared about clean beauty products, and not just like clean beauty products. These are really clean beauty products. So as many of you know that have followed me for a while, the US does not regulate very closely the ingredients that are put into beauty and skincare products here in our country. So European standards, as many of you know, are much, much higher in terms of regulation, making sure that any of these harmful chemicals are not put into beauty and skincare ingredients. So not only do we follow those regulations, but we really eliminate even more harmful ingredients that could be put into beauty and skincare products that we see pretty regularly. So that was an amazing piece for me, that as I'm getting older, I want to be aware of what's going in my body and be cautious about what's going in my body, that I was like, I can get on board with this. So I took the risk. I signed up. I thought, you know what? Why don't I get a couple samples of all the skincare products, a couple of makeup products. Really, I didn't go overboard with spending a lot of money when I first signed up. I just thought, okay, I'm going to get a lot of samples, try a bunch of stuff. My skin, as I've gotten older, many of you know I've had like bad reactions to a lot of skincare. I've tried it all, truly like tried it all. And I was like, like the skincare, I don't want to invest in a full system of skincare. I want to try some samples first, because knowing me, I'm going to spend all this money and my skin's going to like break out in hives, which happens like on the regular. So I really just bought the tinted moisturizer, a gloss, like a couple things. And I started going through the samples of skincare and I was like, oh my gosh, not only does this company have an amazing mission, care so much about this industry, they have freaking products that work, that are really amazing for your skin. So that was it. I was sold. I just knew that I wanted to jump in and to really get a better understanding of where I've been the last couple months. Unfortunately, I work in the tech industry. I was laid off from my job unexpectedly right before the holidays. And I'm thinking, like, crap, like, this sucks. This sucks. You have no control over it. And it just reminded me the power of this industry and the power of investing in you and yourself. And you know, so many people say like they so closely align with a company that becomes like their world and their brand and what they eat, breathe, and sleep and all these things. And hey, I mean, good for you. Do your thing. It's not who I am though. I'm not going to be Beauty Counter. I'm not going to, you know, consume myself to the nth degree. But what I will do is share something that have fallen in love with. And what that can do for me is provide financial freedom. So if I do get into that situation again, let's hope I don't. I've got a new job and it's rocking and rolling. But if I do get into that situation again, I have this backfall. I have this power and this control for myself to be able to create something that's all my own, that no one can take away from me. And it's really been a life-changing thing. The last however many years that I've been in this business, whether I've been actively a part of it, watching from the sidelines, and now jumping in right to the deep end, excited and really in love with this company, these products, and what this industry can do for not just me, but anyone else that feels like they need it as well. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen. If you ever have questions, reach out to me, any of the girls involved in this event. We're here and we'd love to hear from you or answer your questions. Thanks so much, girls.